guys, Mike Orlando here, investor specialized real estate agent and investor here in Cleveland, Ohio. Back with another video for you. Another quick one here. Going to be going through another property that we purchased, rehabbed, and are now leasing up for our personal Section 8 portfolio here in Cleveland, Ohio. If you haven't seen one of my videos, I'm an investor and agent here in Cleveland, Ohio. My partner and I started about 4 years ago when we started buying apartment buildings and doing joint venture and syndications with larger apartment complexes. And then over time started buying smaller single family, smaller multifamily properties for our personal portfolio. Many of which we rent to Section 8 tenants here in Cleveland. So today, just gonna take you through another one of the properties that we recently purchased and rehabbed and are now in the leasing process for this one. Have a couple final punch list items, but we did start pre-leasing it and have an interested tenant that probably will be moving into this house here. So just wanna walk you around and show you another one of these houses that we are doing because I really enjoy this method of investing. It's very easy to start for even a basic real estate investor. It's a very good way to get your start actually, but it's also a very good way to build cash flow and build a nice sizable portfolio while being out of pocket, less capital than you would if you were to go start buying larger, multifamily properties or something like that, or properties in much nicer areas. It's a very, very accessible real estate investment method. So I'm gonna walk you through this one to show you what we did, walk through some of the numbers briefly, keep the video pretty short. It's not too much to it, which is kind of what's nice about this anyways. But yeah, anyone can do this. And to give you an idea of what's going on, I guess bigger picture with my personal portfolio, my partner and I that is, this house is part of like 12 other houses that we've bought in the past year. Rehabbed, now we're leasing up. We're actually going through a refinance right now. We're taking all 12-ish of those houses, putting them into one big portfolio loan, and then we'll kind of do the same thing over again. Reason being is we took out kind of like a rehab type loan on a lot of these single one-offs, because we bought them semi-distressed, went in, rehabbed them. With a rehab loan, you're typically paying a higher interest rate, and obviously you don't want that rate to go on for a while. You're not going to cash flow. So that was our business plan with a lot of these, was buy them with a rehab loan, borrow the rehab money, and once we're done rehabbing them, we would refinance them into a bigger portfolio loan, which is kind of what we're in the middle of right now. So this house will be part of that portfolio loan that we're working on. So yes, let's take a quick walk through, go over some quick numbers, and give you an idea again what this little piece of the puzzle looks like. Quick note, I was thinking about this on the drive here. Like I was saying earlier, this is a very accessible investment method, buying cheaper houses in lower income areas that you can rent to good Section 8 tenants or potentially good market rate tenants. A key with what we always look for is, you have to run the numbers both ways. I mentioned this in a previous video as well. But if you cannot rent this to a Section 8 tenant, which is almost never the case, you want to make sure that there's decent market rate tenants around here that are still going to pay, and you're not going to have too many issues qualifying one of them. And if you can't rent it to a market rate tenant, you want to make sure that you can get a Section 8 tenant. Again, there's an abundance of them typically, depending on where you're investing. There's almost always a good amount of voucher holding tenants out there. But yeah, so you want to make sure the areas you're looking in, you could potentially do both. That's really ideal. You don't want to be in an area where the only option is Section 8, in my opinion, because the process does take longer. And if you're in a rush or you have more vacancy in your portfolio at one point, it might make sense to just get a self-paying tenant into the property, at least for a year or whatever it is, so that you're not losing out on cash flow. So that's important. Another thing that I really enjoy about this method of investing is that there's an abundance of inventory. So I got my start in larger multifamily. We were syndicating and joint venturing apartment buildings that were from 20 to the most recent acquisition was a 90 unit apartment complex. And I love that space. I don't think that we'll stop doing that by any means, but the deals are so much harder to come by. It's very competitive. So many people have funneled in that space, and a lot of big money's funneled in that space as well. So it's tough to compete, honestly, when it's just myself and my partner and his wife. You know, we're a smaller company, so to speak, but it's very tough to compete. There's less deals out there. With these properties, I mean, there's an abundance of deals. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of houses like this all over the city, all over the state, in every state. So it's kind of nice. I mean, it's like, you're not too attached to getting a deal, because if you don't get one, there's more out there. I mean, there's plenty of them. So that's also another really good thing. It allows you to build the portfolio quickly. It allows you to keep building. You know, every year you could pick up 10, 20, 30, 40, you know, if you have the money, 50 houses at a time, and build a pretty sizable portfolio instead of waiting for 1, 2, maybe 3 deals a year in the bigger, you know, multifamily space. So I'll take a quick walk through here and show you the renovations. Okay, so we're in the kitchen. When we bought this house, it was actually in decent shape, but there was just a few little things that we had to do to clean it up, make it presentable, and get it rent ready. So these cabinets were actually already here, kept those. If you can keep cabinets, always good to do that. Cabinets are pretty expensive. So kept these cabinets. We did put a Formica countertop, a stainless steel sink, and a new faucet in here as well. We like to include the sprayer sometimes, other times we don't. Depends on where we are. If it's an area where the likelihood of getting a self-pay tenant is lower, we'll just put a very basic faucet, no pull-out thing, pull-out sprayer. If it's in an area where we might get a good self-pay tenant, we'd like to include the pull-out sprayer because they really like that. So yeah, that's what we did here. We're gonna get some new appliances. An oven hood vent needs to be put in still, and a new oven and fridge will be delivered here very soon. You can see here, we had a dishwasher. We pulled that out and covered that up. We don't like to deal with the hassles that dishwashers bring. They break often, run up the water bill. So yeah, it's best to just eliminate those. Most tenants over in these areas are not expecting a dishwasher anyways. So in our opinion, you know, get rid of it, less headaches. So walking through here, you'll see that there's vinyl plank flooring throughout the whole house. We did just same flooring, full first floor. It's actually only a single story ranch house, but throughout the whole house, we did this vinyl plank flooring. It's a good color, getting away from the gray. It's kind of got a little brown in it. We painted the trim of the whole house white, and we painted the walls kind of like an off-white color. So it's kind of, you know, gives it a brightness. Again, kind of getting away from that gray theme, which is going out of style. Walking through, you'll see that there is new light fixtures throughout the whole house. Do that on every single house that we do. We like to do the lights, freshens it up quite a bit. Walk into the bathroom. So the bathroom was in pretty decent shape, actually. We actually just kept the bathroom vanity that was already here, kept this mirror. It's kind of weird, but gets the job done. Kept the toilet as well. Toilet was fine. And then we had a vinyl tub surround in here already, so we kept that too. So it really didn't have to do too much in the bathroom, which was nice. Obviously ran the flooring throughout here, and other than that, I think we kept the vanity faucet as well. So the bedrooms are simple. Just replaced the blinds in the bedrooms, and that was pretty much it for the bedrooms. Didn't really need much at all. We do have vinyl windows here, which was nice. They were here when we bought the house. Again, something we always look for is vinyl windows to avoid having to scrape and paint the house, you know, scrape and paint the windows every year, a couple of years, whatever it is. Another bedroom here. Actually got really nice, kind of like big closets here. Let's see behind me there. So pretty simple, not a big house, which is fine, so you can get the same rent if the house is smaller anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Walk in the basement real quick. So pretty clean basement here. We have got a brand new furnace here that we installed, or that our contractor installed. Then we have a brand new hot water tank our contractor installed. We got some PEX plumbing that was also put in, and there's some more of that running. Most of the plumbing actually down here is PEX, which is nice. And then basement is clean. All we did was paint the floors gray, dry lock the walls with just the white dry lock to try and keep any moisture out. And it's pretty dark down here, so can't see well, but here we go. So we did actually paint the ceiling, not the ceiling, we painted all the joists and like the subfloor that you could see, painted that all black. Kind of gives like a cleaner look. So it looks good down here. It's really, it's clean when you walk down here. So that's, I mean, smaller house, that's pretty much the whole inside of the house. So we could take a quick peek on the outside now and show you what we did outside. So also real quick, the way that we found this house was actually a friend of ours who is a contractor here in Cleveland. He buys a lot of houses at auction, not something that my partner and I do very often. We prefer MLS deals, wholesalers, or off-market deals that we find ourselves. But this contractor we know buys a lot of houses at auction, and then he'll just either rehab them and flip them, or he'll flip them as is to buyers, or kind of like wholesale them. So we have a pretty good relationship with him, and he knows where we're buying at this point. So he's been picking up all these houses kind of in these areas that we're buying at. And he approached us and he's like, hey, are you interested in this one? And we're like, yeah, this is right in our pocket. We like that location. We like the house, 3 bedrooms. It's kind of what we look for. So he offered it to us as is for a price, and then offered to fix it up, make it rent ready and Section 8 ready, so to speak, for a different price. So I think we ended up buying this house for $82,000, and that was Section 8, rent ready, the whole shebang. He came in, new mechanicals, he did all the work in here, he did the flooring and the painting and everything, and basically he actually did it before we even closed, which was very nice of him. But not your traditional deal, but connections in the market that you're investing in are very important. And this connection allows us to have deal flow from him, and also a crew of guys where he offers us, these options basically of buying houses as is that he gets from auction, or buying houses fixed up, rent ready. It's almost like a turnkey process in a way. Works for us because we know that we can make the numbers work, and we have the option to buy these at a price that, ensures that, while taking the burden off of us managing the contractors, managing our crew of guys, whatever it is, because they're already busy anyways. So it's really nice to have this kind of outlet. So not really a traditional way that you find a deal, but it just kind of shows the importance of knowing your market, knowing people in the market, networking, making connections there, because you might end up with a situation like this where people are just kind of bringing you deals, and if you got cash to deploy, it makes it pretty easy. So here's the front of the house, cute little house, red and yellow. We installed a handrail at the front. We installed a security door. Didn't do too much to the outside, to be honest with you. We installed another security door here. We installed some glass block down here, which was broken. We bought it. You can see vinyl windows. Garage was in pretty good shape. Nice big garage. We really don't like garages overall. I feel like they always get busted up, but in this area it is what it is. I mean, if you have a self-pay tenant, a lot of times they really do enjoy the garage. We installed a brand new garage door on there, so it's nice and clean. We installed some gutters on the side of the garage there. Here's the back of the house. We did some siding work and whatnot. Looks pretty good. It's clean. Love the color scheme on this one, that red and yellow. It's cute. We have this vacant lot next door. And then on the other side, we have a neighbor who takes really, really good care of their house, which is always a good sign. Definitely something you want to look for. You don't want to be next to abandoned houses or anything like that. Usually asking for trouble if that is the case. So, make sure you're picking streets that are nice residential streets. People take care of their houses for the most part. There's always going to be a mix in these areas, but like this person next to us, their house is beautiful. It's very, very well kept. Across the street, same thing. This guy over here, great little house. People take care of their yards for the most part. Not everyone. This person over there is not ideal, but you want a healthy mix of people that really take care of their properties and take care of their lawns and stuff. It's always a good sign. Okay, so that's it for that house. Quick video showing another one of the houses in the portfolio that we are, again, refinancing right now, just to give you an idea of the bigger picture. Again, we're going through a refinance, taking these single one-off houses, putting them into a big portfolio loan, and then we'll continue to do that. Better rate, better terms with the portfolio loan. So that's the big reason. It's going to boost that cash flow. Numbers on this one, for a quick snapshot, we're all in it for about 82,000. We just bought this straight. We had our contractor rehab this before we even closed on it. Not the typical situation. You have to have a good relationship with someone for them to, do that for you. But that's, again, the benefit of building relationships and investing in, a market and really knowing that market, making connections, etc. Numbers, again, about 82,000 is what we were into this one for when it was all said and done. With that, we got a fully rehabbed house, vinyl windows, nice garage, nice basement, brand new mechanicals. It should be pretty headache free, honestly, knock on wood. It should easily rent over here for $1,400 to a Section 8 tenant, and that would just be with us paying the water and sewer. And we're going to push that a little bit because the new rents did come out for 2023, and they've gotten pretty aggressive, or 2024, I'm sorry. And they've gotten pretty aggressive. So we're going to try and start pushing for $1,450, $1,500 in these specific zip codes here. So yeah, cash flow targets are always about the same. We're targeting $600 to $700 a month in net cash flow after our expenses are paid and our debt is paid as well. If we can hit that $600 to $700 per month mark, we're usually pretty happy about it. So that's kind of where we are with this. It should rent for $1,400 plus with us paying the water, sewer, or rent to like a self-paid tenant for like $1,350 with them paying the water, sewer. So either way, we're going to shake out in a pretty good spot. So just another quick video for you guys. If you like these, please like and subscribe. If you're interested in working with me here in Cleveland, please drop me a comment, find me on Facebook. I will send you my email address if you do leave a comment. And yeah, I like to help people invest here. It's really fun for me. Only started 4 years ago. I feel like we've come a really long way, and it's fun to help other people do the same. Whether it's single family, large portfolios, apartment buildings, whatever it is, I can assist, whether it's buy, sell, more than happy to help. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks.